Oh gosh, here comes the jump scare.
Mom, Dad, we gotta go.
Come on.
Oh, so we get some backstory on her now. Interesting. I just realised that I want to wear my cap. Wow. Imagine having to watch that, man. Weird about her character, because I had this vibe that she was gonna, like, tell us something we weren't gonna like. Like, she knew something, you know, or... JSS. She's gonna write JSS again. JSS. Is that like initials? Is that the first thing I think of, initials? My first thought was like, oh, maybe she's writing it for someone. It's like a message basically being, this is the way I've gone. Well, she clearly has no issue surviving. And she's writing JSS again. Oh. Imagine how that must feel after, like, coming from a situation where you've just seen your parents eaten alive. They probably had nowhere to go. They're probably stuck on the road. And when you just rock up and it's like everyone's just chill. It's like, how... I don't know, like, it's almost like bullshit, eh? Like, you think, if only my family had been a part of this, you know, they'd still be alive, or something like that, man. You know, when we all ask ourselves that question, would you reckon you'd survive the apocalypse? It's always a question you think about, and everyone's always like, yeah, I think I'd survive. The crazy thing is, I don't think most people, probably, like, in the higher end of, like, 80 or 90% of people, wouldn't get a choice, or, like, wouldn't, just because they're capable wouldn't mean they'd survive. Like, there are so many things that could happen which are out of your control. You know, like, you could have just been in a shit situation when it all hit, when it all hit the fan, and then no way out. JSS. Look at her hand again. Like, I really... Oh, I love watching The Walking Dead at night, man. Right before bedtime as well. Such a...
Celery soup.
Cream of
I'm
celery.
hoping the paprika will mask the soup's celery.
And did she just say paprika?
I used to make Ed these spring cleaning casseroles. I made some miracles happen with water chestnut. Your dad used to hit you and then he got himself killed. You live with it or it'd eat you up.
So weird how Carol's like so brutally honest with him, but I kind of get the feeling he needs it. And I think she, like I spoke about this a few reactions ago, she's so detached from wanting to care for a child, but she just does it so naturally, like even when she's being blunt.
Ron, can you come down here?
Weasley.
No. No, I don't want a haircut. This is bullshit.
What did you...
This is just you trying to talk to me.
What?
Raise your left arm above your head. You can't. Your father was dangerous.
Oh,
Rick
because of his father.
Is dangerous.
He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Is he your friend?
Yeah.
He just doesn't know Rick enough yet.
You need to show him you're still here.
I still think someone's gonna kill her, eh? I still think someone's gonna do it just because they don't like Rick, or
Ham's my biscuits.
they want to make a decision for themselves or
12
something.
cubic feet, the biggest building in the expansion. We're going to waste it on a church. Take out the benches. That could be a lab, a machine shop, very least a sweet-ass game room. Walden Real Estate is at a premium here.
Are you okay, Dana?
It's Denise.
Denise, I'm sorry.
Denise.
I'm okay. I'm the new doctor now.
Oh yeah, they don't have a surgeon or anything now. Like, I don't know how qualified she is. Completely forgot about that. Now my question is this. We never established this. When we went to the hospital, right? Rick said anyone that wants is welcome to come with us. Now, did they all turn that down just to stay at the hospital? I guess it was kind of safe, right? Under different leadership. If it's not under Rick, it makes... Not Rick. If it's not under Dawn, it may thrive for all we know. Maybe that's the whole point. And I guess we've come a very far way, haven't we? Yeah, that's true, actually. We did basically go on an expedition that we didn't know would succeed, and they had a cozy setup with food. Somewhat of a functioning group, right? So it's like, okay, it makes sense.
I'm a little nervous here. I was even going to be a surgeon, but after the panic attacks, I got really interested in psychology.
Oh, God.
And...
Can you do this?
Eugene, shut up. You can do this.
I'm all this town's got, so why the aspirin?
I got a little dizzy, you know, started headaches.
I forget that she's literally just been in
You're
a...
my first patient.
Oh, shoot.
I'm pretty sure I can't kill you.
I mean, it is possible if you miss like a hematoma or something.
I really like him, man. Okay.
Carl?
Well then.
What?
His name's Ron Weasley. His name isn't... Was it JSS? Yeah, JSS. JSS.
Deanna, about your group. What do you want? It was about me. I want to help. You tried to teach me back at my church, but I'm ready to learn now.
I know, but you gotta heal your bridges,
I think
man.
you need to tell everybody.
Yeah. You really need to fix your bridges first, because...
Yeah, I think you're right.
You can't just jump back in and be like, oh, I apologise. Like, you almost cost us everything. And it's going to take a long time to fix that. And I liked Gabriel,
Come
and
by
I
around
think...
3.
I
Start with a machete.
And if anyone, it's going to be Carl, you know, that sort of helps, but... Yeah, God knows. Oh gosh, here comes a jump scare. What?
Richard! What's going on in there?
Jesus Christ!
I saw from upstairs. They're coming from all over.
We have to stay here and keep Judith safe.
Oh, please, for the love of God. It's got to be some kind of stupid uprising, eh? Either that or these are people that have infiltrated from outside, but how would they get in? And this has got something to do with the girl. Oh, JSS. It sounds to me like initials. What if it's someone she knows from outside? She kept doing her runs around, and I know that she was writing that before. I don't know. Please, for the love of goodness, tell me she's good with a gun. And please don't tell me someone comes in to check on them and then... Okay, no, these people don't look like people that have been around. These must be the wolves, right? And maybe that's who was following Carl and the girl. They were just stalking them. Finding their way in. Wasn't she sneaking over and through the wall? Oh, for the love of God. Whoa! Why is she so calm? I've got a really bad feeling, man.
And I wanted to say goodbye.
Nah, there's something wrong. I feel like she's got something to do with them being here.
Just people.
Maybe I'm
This place is too big to protect.
judging her far too much.
There are too many blind spots. That's how we were able
When they
to.
got in the walls, they're gonna die.
Oh, you mess with the wrong freaking people. See, it has to be that stupid group. Look. Yeah, that's what that stands for. Upside down means mug. Look at them. Chopping their bloody limbs off. Oh, freaking goodness, she's got a knife. Oh, because she's already been bleeding out, Bro, why as soon as we get a new place, like almost straight away, there's blood on our hands? Hate it. Full of walkers. Wow. Who does that freaking remind me of? Philip. Oh, that's what that is.
We need the operating table prep. She's lost a lot of blood.
Oh wow, first down the job.
Right there.
Come on, Morgan. Oh yeah, he went back a bit early, didn't he?
You coming? Hi.
Is he too scared? Holy freak.
Leave.
Leave or die, my friend.
Please.
He's given you a chance.
Stopped him.
The other's back.
No. It's happening out there.
You're doing it now?
We had to.
These people don't have guns.
Oh my god, for a second I was like, I was like, oh my god, she's Carol, come on. And then I was like, oh wait, it's not Carol. No, it is.
You don't have to kill people.
Oh my god, we do in this...
Carol! You don't like it.
I'm sorry, but if they've got a W on their forehead, they only want one thing. I don't know, maybe there's a reason why we shouldn't just kill them. But, we're under attack. People we love are dying. What are we supposed to do? Just like... I don't know. But then again, I also think it's a good mindset to have. I think it's the right mindset to have. Let's, for example, right? If there becomes a way where we find a way to basically slowly return back to normal, we're going to need people with those views the closer we get back to that. Funnily enough, we still want to function like as a society like we did beforehand, a moral, capable democracy of people that are able to live as moral bodies, right? We want to get back to that. I hate that I say it, and I do. But there are situations when it's far too risky to be too moral. And I know my logic from previous seasons would have got me killed. You utter... Come on, Carl.
Please don't kill me, man, please.
Missy behind him is particularly innocent. What does he even think of... Yeah, look at their faces. What does he even think of Carl?
No.
Carl, come on.
Shoot, man. It's crazy because my mind, for me, has gone from, like, literally completely moral. If you look back at season 1, completely moral, to family. Oh, please tell me someone comes... Like, Rick. Surely we're on our way back by now. We hadn't killed her? Oh shit, look at her, man.
No.
You see, that's where I don't agree with Carol. That's almost too far. And I know she's protecting... Carol, you utter boss! No, there's no way he dies now. Ooh, the goosebumps whenever Morgan, like, pulls out the...
Please don't kill me.
Thank goodness they didn't find this armory. Well, they nearly did.
We're freeing you. You're trapped. You need to know.
What are you saying?
People don't belong here anymore.
Oh my... Bro, Morgan's getting a harsh slap in the face.
I'm not very good with guns.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's gonna be a... It's mental because, like... Morgan right now is like how I feel in my... Whenever I sit there, I'm talking to you guys and I go... I'm trying to explain like a moral position or what I would do. That's how I feel. Because it's just so conflicting. It's like... Almost like you know this is necessary, but like you just don't want to accept it. Like, I think this is too much for Morgan to be okay with. In which case, wouldn't he rather just be on his own?
You live here?
You? What?
My people have guns. Yours don't. Boom. It's gonna happen any second now unless you get the hell out of here and you don't ever come back.
Holy shoot. Bro, how did Rick and Carol and everyone else feel about him warning people?
We didn't choose.
So they just run off. Who knows? Like, the thing about the governor, right? Let me explain to you about the governor. The governor wasn't really... Well, could you call him a tyrant? He was much more of a... He was a very personal person. Like, he took revenge personally. He took everything personally, and he had personal vendettas, and he had a mission. His mission was his. There were times when he tried to employ the people around him to fight for him, but it was like, I wouldn't really call him a tyrant, or like a... How do I describe it? Like, he killed people, yes, and he was a bad person, and yes, he did horrible things, and yes, but he still had a community. Like, people still kind of followed him, and I know it was under a facade, but imagine someone who's just as threatening, just as dangerous, but is outwardly like, you know, you don't follow me, you die. Like, that's what I think we're about to get, and in which case, maybe the whole group isn't bad. It's all about situations, man. This situation, I didn't think we had a choice. Morgan's proved to me that we kind of did. But he now has to live with the consequences of that, if there are any. Something he probably hasn't had to do much of. Well, he has had to do. I don't know. That's why I think Rick's in a very different situation. Because when you lead a group and when you live with the consequences that affect other people, not just you, it changes you. I don't know. I feel almost guilty for like saying that these people, Carol doing what she's done is justified. I feel guilty saying it, but it's the truth. And a community forever changed. Oh, wait. I swear that's flown over my... I don't know if this is right, but I swear if this is, it's flown completely over my head for the last however long. The people that they banished originally, they didn't give them the W's, and I didn't think that. I think eventually I got to the point where I was like, oh, so there must not be a banishment W's, but instead the original people they banished are the ones that went out and created this group. And maybe when they say they had no choice, they were forced out into a world, and they basically, maybe this whole plan was to, I don't know, take Alexandria. Shit must be horrible, man.
Please go, all of you.
Okay, but I just
Couldn't go.
make sure you get her brain.
Where on earth these
what it's like
mugs
out there.
get in?
Pretty much. We're still here.
Not all of us.
It's mad because I think this is going to be personal. It's the people that were banished. Just survive somehow. Now you're gonna talk, my friend. Is that the guy that was watching them?
You can you?
What did he say?
You should have.
I'm so lost.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Morgan left, you know. If we had a real brief sort of welcome back, but then he's sort of just like, I can't do this. To say that episode was so much more like than the last one. Now we know what they're capable of, or what they're willing to do. I feel like the season's going to have a lot of baggage. A lot of people are saying this was one of their favourite seasons, and a lot of people are saying it gets quite tough, and I just have this gut feeling like this season is going to be full of consequences, dilemmas, arguments, conflicting views, regrets. Like, it just feels like a weighty season. That's just that whole episode alone. Just watching Morgan sort of go through that episode. But the difference between him and Carol, I think, was a huge parallel this episode. Morgan doesn't want to go around killing people. Morgan wants to continue to be moral and give people chances and feel like he can still be a human being, a decent person, and live in this world without it tainting your soul. I think that's his side of things, you know. And obviously it's a bit different, I think, with Morgan, simply because, like, he lost his family, whereas we have not, kind of, well, we have partially, I guess, but he lost everything. Rick and Carol, and they know the brutality of what happens if you hesitate, right? I mean, I guess he knows as well because he hesitated and what happened to his child, but it's a bit different when these people aren't really your family yet. I'm not saying he's not welcome, but he's so new to a lot of these characters. He's very new, and he helped Rick out a lot in season 1, but like I said, it's a very different time back then. Both Rick and him are very different people with very different views quite clearly, and it's only a matter of time before, well, it's already started to. I don't know how to feel. Actually, that reminds me, I need to go and double check that there's no post-credit scenes. It didn't look like it did, no. But yeah, and this whole episode we go without Rick, who I believe is one of the most conflicting characters currently because of his brutality and what he's willing to go and do, and whether I feel like I completely agree with him, I don't know. We didn't even have him in this episode, and it's already full. Morgan's definitely the character which I'm worried about, because I'm not worried for his safety because he can quite clearly handle himself. I'm worried for the safety of other people. You know, I'm worried for the consequences of his acts and whether he's ready to accept them, whether he gets them, who knows. I believe he is going to be crucial for Rick and crucial for the group, and considering the moral side and trying to instill that thought and hold that belief that he has. I believe that's going to be crucial, but then I also, like I said throughout the reaction in the last episode, I feel very, very nervous about him. And then there's Carol, and we've already gone through her arc, and this is long old news now. I think Morgan's gotten a bit of a reality check of what this group is like and what we're willing to do to protect the people we care about, and I'm not convinced that he's going to stick around. Like, I know, like, it'd be weird if he just left, but I don't think he'd ever hurt us. I mean, if people don't agree with what he's saying, like, what would he do? Like, he's not going to overthrow us, so look, I just feel like it might just become too much and he leaves. But it's a tough one, man. A real tough episode to take in, and not sure what to feel about. Like, there's always is that, eh? I can sit here and be like, yeah, it was the right decision to go and kill them all, and I still stand by that it's the safest thing to do, but you could have killed a kid. Like, what if one of them was just influenced? What if they had no choice? They literally said I had no choice. We have to dissect that. We can't just sit here and be like, oh yeah, let's just kill them. As much as I believe that decision right then and there was the best one for the immediate being, is one, we don't know them, we don't know their motives, and it is the safest thing to do when we are in the unknown. The more we learn about this group and the more we get to know them, and I believe our perspective will change, and so will our actions. And then that girl's going to be crucial. Like, she must have had something to do with it, to do with that other group. Like, she just left and said stay alive somehow, survive somehow. And then JSS, like, what the actual heck? Anyway, in terms of the next reaction and going forward, guys, I think this is a very crucial point. This is the first big incident at Alexandria. This is the first proper changing point, I think I'm going to call it, in terms of when we had the prison. We had moments when the whole sort of prison sort of realised, oh shoot, we got too comfortable. This is the first time they've ever had that experience. They've always lived quite comfy. They haven't really had the experiences that we have, and they haven't had to go through what we have, and now they have. Now we just see their initial incident 1 and how that shapes them. Some of them have died, some of them won't survive going forward, some of them will survive. How it changes Deanne, how it changes the whole dynamic and what we believe and what we look and the way we do things, etc. is going to be huge. It's a massive moving forward step. And obviously Alexandria still stands, and I don't think we're just going to leave, but there's going to be questions now about how do we safeguard this even further. Like Rick said, I think in the last reaction, it's us and them now. Like, we have to care about ourselves first. It's not about, I think he said to Daryl actually, it's not about going and saving other people. I don't know how I feel about that, because of course there are people out there that need help, and there are fantastic people that, for example, would have died if we hadn't helped, you know, like there's so many characters that have been through in that position, and if we have that sort of mindset, we just got to imagine a time when, like, if we played the Walking Dead game, right, and it was, if we were to say to everyone from the start, no, well, for a start, Maggie and all of them would have said to us no. If we go a bit further and just presume that they wouldn't have, Michonne would have been turned away. Noah would have been turned away. The list just goes on. Tyrese and their group would have been turned away. From the bare bones of the original group, who's even left? The list is so small. It's amazing how much it's turned over, eh? It really is. But yeah, there's going to be talks about that, and there's going to be talks going forward about how we deal with that whole situation. We've just witnessed firsthand in this episode they're quite manipulative. They found their way in. I wouldn't be surprised if they find their way in another way. Like, clearly this young girl, I'm not saying that she got here, and how do I describe this? I don't think when she got here she would have been, like, particularly... Oh, who knows though? And then there's the questions about what they were saying to Morgan. Maybe she was with another group before. Maybe she came here and... Because there was that whole period of after her family died and then her getting to Alexandria. What happened then? All the time she escaped. What happened then? It's just so hard to analyse what next. It's a really good way to start the season because it's got my brain going. It's got me thinking a lot more. And on that note, I think it's a good time to stop, guys, because yeah. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. And of course, follow the Instagram, Daniel with 2Ds. And as ever, let me know down below what you thought of the episode, the reaction. I'll get to those as soon as humanly possible. Members first, as always. And I hope everyone else enjoyed it when it eventually came out for the whole channel. And I can't wait to get cracking on episode 3. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. As ever, this has been your boy Dan. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you in the next one.